Good morning, good evening. Megan Mitchell here. It is Wednesday, June 10th. It is super bright and sunny already this early in the morning. I'm getting ready to work in the yard again, stopping by my local garden center and gonna browse. Just love the, just the freedom to run around and do whatever I need to do. Today, I want to talk to you about character and why that's so important in our organization and how that plays out in all the things that we are doing. However, quickly, I want to point out that we have a new message in O News 21, and some are a little bit confused about what that means. That is completely independent from Victory with Ash. That is the old Victory with Ash is what we are doing now. However, O News 21 is another example of the character and the honesty that is going to be seen in this whole process with Ash. And it is not something that affects Victory with Ash. It's basically just a statement that he is going to honor what he said. He is going to come out and explain what happened in the old business when the time is right, when he's able to legally, and that is going to clarify hopefully for a bunch of people what really happened. But so I've received a lot of messages about how that is related to what we're doing now, but it's not. So just stay tuned. If you are interested in hearing the backstory, or you are interested in the transparency that he's promised, then stay tuned for that. But let's move on into Victory with Ash and character, and why I think character is so important in our journey. So I read a quote, and I know I love quotes, and it's very short, something to the effect of hire character, train skill. And that is exactly what we are doing in Victory with Ash. If you followed Ash for any amount of time, maybe you're new, maybe you don't know the whole story and the backstory, but Ash has always been more interested in character than he has been in anything else. And I believe that's why many people don't understand our journey or don't understand this community, because we are a community of people who care about character first. Some people are only interested in what they can gain. They are only interested in, the business aspect. And Ash has always said AI with heart. And that goes on many aspects of this journey. So I just wanted to point out that one of the reasons why we are completing KYC for Victory with Ash currently is because we are onboarding people who are real people. This goes to this whole conversation about integrity and about business with integrity. In the past, we had probably a great deal of people who were not so honest, not so trustworthy, and we ended up with, I want to say, contamination in the community. If you are if you're a gardener, which I love plants, if you've ever tried to dig out an old bed, which is a little bit of what I'm working on right now, you know how hard it is to get out all of the parts of an old plant. The roots, the tubers. If you leave in even just a little bit of it, you're going to end up getting regrowth of that contamination if you want to start fresh. So the fact that we keep talking about starting fresh and letting go of the old, that's exactly what we are doing. We are trying to build something brand new that isn't contaminated by old ways, old mindsets, old logos, all of those things. So character is really important. It's been important the whole time. It's even more important now, is to build a community that is trustworthy. And that's one of the reasons why we're completing KYC. So we know that everyone who is in this organization is a real person that's verified, that is not posing as someone else out to scam, out to be deceitful, and just, we want to build something of character. If you've been involved in this company, there are so many people with strong character. And that's one of the reasons why we are all so drawn to each other, is that we have similar hearts. We are like-minded. And it is, I could give you so many examples, and I'm not going to go into people and what they've done, because unfortunately that brings out a great deal of opportunistic people who want to just reach out, looking for donations, looking for, just to take advantage. But the people in this community are beautiful people with great hearts that donate to charity, and have made connections through this group that are, lifelong and so meaningful, and they have uplifted others in ways, in monetary ways, but not just monetary, but just support and kindness. That's what we're building. And that's what we want to attract. They say you attract what you are, and that's what we are attracting, is good-hearted people that can be trusted. That's been Ash's focus. He doesn't just care about business. That's why people don't understand that he's not just looking to make a quick buck, and that's not what he's all about. And if you don't understand that, then you don't really know what's going on. Sure, everybody wants that. Everybody wants to be successful in business, and that's where we're going. That's where we're leading to. And part of that success is in building a genuine community like what we have. Chris Johnson, Gina Leva, Minu Miller, some of the most kind, generous people, Sherry Dershowitz. I mean, there's so many. I can't even list them all. Jim Hawkins, Red Redfern. Everybody is, this is a community. John White, Narelle. There's so many people. I can't even think of all the people right now, but there's so many people who are just genuine and just want to help others. And that's what their goal is to help their families, and then to help the world and help other people. And so one of the things that I think is a cornerstone is that whatever AI that we use in this company is going to be used responsibly, and is going to be built responsibly. That's what Ash's goal is to only utilize clean, ethical AI business. That's why we have to cleanse the old and get rid of anything that might contaminate our new journey. So I hope that makes sense. I hope you understand how important character is to us and is to Ash. And, reputation is what other people think of you, but your integrity and your character is who you really are. So if you don't know, then I would encourage you to get involved. Actually connect with the people who are involved with this business. Join Victory with Ash. It's free. It's going to be an educational platform. Remember how I said in the beginning, Peter Schultz said that. He said, hire character, train skill. So Ash is looking for character, and we are going to train to gain the skill that's necessary for free. Have a blessed Wednesday.